What up? What up? What up, everybody? What up? What up? What up? Wait for people to come on through. This is New York from New York in your city. This New York in your city's live podcast. Waiting folks to come on through. Waiting folks to come on through. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time coming on through. But hurry up. You don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss what's going on tonight. What up, D Brooks? What up, Had Nine and Sons? What up? What up? What up? Glad y'all coming up in the place to be to chill with me tonight for a minute on this wonderful Thursday. Hopefully everybody had a great day today. What up, Tex Boy? I see you up in the building. Hopefully everybody had a great day today. I definitely want to say this as folks come up in the room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And also want to say thank you for coming to rock with your boy, Joe and your boy. And also want to definitely thank everybody that was here last night and that caught the replay, because I leave the replays up. What up, Kendall? I see you. See you up in the building. Definitely want to thank everybody for definitely tuning in last night with Hubba Bubba and Money Making. You know, basically, yes, Amir, I know you're the first one. You was on here since I set it up. I know. I appreciate you for coming through. Appreciate it. I definitely appreciate you. Okay, you shouting out everybody. For a minute, D Brooks, that looked like you were saying did not swap. That's why I was like, what? I had to look at that again. Like, oh, okay. But yeah, definitely greet everybody to come up in the building. Definitely thank y'all for coming through. Man, we got a wonderful show that's going to happen tonight. Somebody who I really, really, really have so much respect for and has done a lot in the game, in the dunk game. And not only just done a lot, for those that have not seen the promo IG, please go and see the promo that I put together. And the reason why I put it together and the reason why I put it together the way I put it together is because of a lot of things that he has done. I wish I could have put even more stuff on it, which we'll kind of get in and talk about tonight. Especially, I had got questions about it. Was that Trayvon Martin's mother? Yes, that was Trayvon Martin's mother that he took the picture with as well. And yes, that is the boss, Rick Ross, who he's sitting there talking to, and that gives him an inspirational speech. Yes, that is him. I got people asking me questions about that. Was that him? Was that him? Was that him? So we're glad everybody's come up in here. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to get started. Swapping stuff. What's happening? We're definitely gonna go ahead and get started. I know everybody's just trying to get in and whatnot, but you know what? I don't want to wait too long. We're gonna go ahead and kick this thing off. Man, coming to the stage, man. Like I said, somebody who I admire, somebody who I've looked up to for years and has done great things in the community and done great things in the dunk game. My special guest for the evening, the legendary, and I mean legendary, Donkplanet. Donkplanet, come up to the stage. What's happening, bro?
What's good, man? What's good? What's going on, man?
Shoot, ain't much, man. Again, I want to say thank you for coming through. I definitely appreciate it out of your busy schedule. And man, I love that hat.
Appreciate it, man.
Definitely love the hat. And I love what you're doing and what you have been doing for all these years. And for a lot of folks that don't know, I want you to explain what you have been doing and what you have brought to the game and how you got started.
Man, you know me, man. I'm just Donkplanet, man. I just been promoting the culture, just, you know what I'm saying? Trying to shine light on the culture, you know, helping the culture get bigger and getting bigger.
Yeah, that you definitely have been doing over the years. And man, RJ private chatting. I don't know what you're talking about over there, Mary. But definitely, I've been around in it since basically 2000, back when everybody was just starting to ride 20s. And I even seen dunks even before then, back when a lot of people were riding Daytons and Kraegers and whatnot. And to see what it has gone to now, and you have gotten a lot of footage of a lot of things. For y'all that don't know, y'all need to check out, and I will put the link in the description. Check out Donkplanet's page, check out his IG, check out his webisodes. His webisodes is the ones where he puts and he goes and he just shows up at shops and he gets the raw deal. And man, I love it because you get to see people every day and what they're doing, not just at the car shows, not just at the car meets, and not just on Sundays at Sonic's in Dade County. You get to see what they really doing. And I ain't gonna lie, I do Mr. Sundays going in when I come back and forth. What up, Silverback? But definitely, you know, how do you feel how the dunk game has changed?
I mean, I feel great about the dunk game changing. You know, it definitely got bigger. Of course, there's always never negative aspects to it too, but you gotta accept the good with the bad. But I definitely feel good about it. It's definitely going to another levels, and it's only going to get bigger.
Definitely, yeah. And you know what? I'm so glad that it's growing to the point it's growing to now, and that it's bringing limelight not just to not just to Dade County and throughout Miami and whatnot, but also it's spreading. And for those,
Yeah.
when I talk about spread, me and Donkplanet, I talked to him about it. I'm gonna definitely spread it. A guy had messaged me about fixing up his dunk. He actually has a dunk he's fixing up, and he's in Mexico City, Mexico. Yes, I said it right, Mexico City, Mexico. I've seen it. I was like, wow, it spread to that. I've seen it spread to there, Japan, to all the way to Toronto, all the way out to California, all the way even in New York. I was in New York and seen them on Times Square posted up, and they was taking pictures and whatnot. And before NYPD made a move, because they was blocking up Times Square because everybody was just taking pictures and whatnot. But definitely to see what it has gone to, what it's grown to, I love it. I definitely love the racing aspect of it, even though I ain't racing nothing of mine. But I love what it's gone to. They showing what these cars can do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they just thought like, oh, okay, man, these just some old cars. That's it. They old and slow. They grocery getters. No, these ain't just no grocery getters. They moving.
No.
And somebody had asked me, they asked me about, whether they should, buy a dunk or build a dunk. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, like back in the days, I was more so towards the whole rather build it than buy. You feel me? Than buy it already built. You get more respect in the game when you build it from ground up. But I ain't gonna lie though, the way the game has changed these days, like it's kind of good to just buy one that's like maybe halfway almost built or something like real clean. Like don't go buy no project car. I wouldn't recommend buying a project car to build from ground up because now the game has changed as far as pricing and things prices are through the roofs now. So if you're trying to
Yeah.
build it from ground up, it's gonna cost you a whole lot of money. So right now I recommend somebody just buying something like real clean or something that's like halfway done already. You ain't got to do much to it. That's what I recommend.
And you know what? After being in it as long as I've been in it with cars and whatnot, not just the dunk game, I totally agree. Finding something that's in decent shape, you can't do much to, or if you just like, hey, you know what? Like I had another person message me and they said this. They said, you know what? Look, I'm not mechanically inclined at all. I love the cars, love the culture, and I just want to buy something that's already done it. Why I got to do nothing to it but just drive. And he said he hit up some place in Miami, a motorsports place, and they had a few for sale. He said, look, I'm coming down there for Dunk Day, and I'm coming to buy one. He said, I'm not leaving till I leave with one or deposit on one.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his whole thing. He was like, I'm not even gonna say what he said he was gonna spend because I don't want nobody coming after him for no money. But
Mm-hmm.
he put a nice price tag, and all I told him was, I don't see why you wouldn't leave with two with that if you try to spend that kind of money. Let me put it that way. But I kind of understood. I kind of understood what he was saying, and his name is Julio 928. So Julio 928, I definitely understand it, especially being you talked about for the neighborhood you live in. I can't really fix it. I just want to get something fixed up. I got mechanics here that can look at anything go wrong, but I just want to get something, have it shipped here, step out on Sunday, Saturday evenings, drop the top, drop down the sunroof, and just chill. So I'm with you on that. And this was the advice I gave him. Don't plan on giving this advice. I said, when you come down to Dunk Day, to come look for you and for him to tell you basically, hey, I was the one that said that I'm looking for one. I'm looking for one. Point one out that's for sale that I could get a good deal on. Not unless he ends up getting one from the motorsport place that he talked to down there. But he didn't say the name of it. He just said a motorsport place that he talked to. They had 4 of them for sale in their showroom. So yeah, for me, after he went more and explaining about it, I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
And definitely, like, okay, I see where he's coming from with that. He only has limited money to spend. He doesn't not limited money to spend, limited time. And not only that, he's not mechanically inclined. He don't want to go around searching. So for him, he's like, you know what? I've been looking around. I see what they're going for. I want to say, I got this much money. I'm buying one. Buying one already done. So I can't knock him for that.
Yeah.
So definitely can't knock him for that. And also, I asked everybody this in the car game and whatnot. And some people did ask it, but the definite question for me, how do you feel about everything that has switched from the iron blocks to the LS swap deals?
I mean, to be honest with you, like I like the whole LS situation, man. To me, like ain't nothing like, for example, my favorite year with the Donk is a 71. So ain't nothing like a 71, you feel me? Like done up all nice. And when you pop that hood, that bitch got a 2014 engine under the hood, you know what I mean? So I love the whole LS situation. Cause you know me, like the racing stuff is cool. So it's cool, but I don't plan on racing. So for me, like I go with that LS all day, you know what I mean? Cause I feel like it's more, I feel like for me it's more reliable, you know? Right now, my 4-door, I got a carbureted engine, but eventually I got to put that LS in there, man. I got to have that new drivetrain. You know, have that old school with that new drivetrain, man. I think that's just a beautiful combination.
I feel you, and that's kind of what I'm doing with mine. My 76 on the quarter, I'm doing an LT4 swap. I don't have people talking about they want to race it when I get it. Look, it ain't for race. It's for me being reliable because I want to be able, if I want to drive my car from here to wherever, I want to be able to drive it there and have no problems. And not only that, easier to get parts from because a lot of LS parts easy to get, especially with me dealing with cold parts and the field place. That's where my engine came from. It came out of a wreck Vec from cold parts that I bought. And what up, Heavy Chevy? And for me, I was always teeter-totting which way to go. But then you know what? The more and more people I've seen do it, like I had a conversation with Blue Magic at a car show. And those who know Blue Magic is, yes, he will be coming to the podcast soon. You'll get to know him. And I've seen what he did with Blue. And I was like, you know what? I'm thinking about doing that. He said, man, you know what? He said, it's reliable. And not only that, you can find parts everywhere. He said, man, I had a pulley go out while I was headed to an event. And he said, luckily, the AutoZone was right there. I was able to pull up the AutoZone, get the pulley I need, and slap it on and keep it moving. He said, majority of things now, he said, with nowadays, which I agreed with him, it's hard to find parts for sometimes. He said, especially if they're not carrying it. He said, that pulley, they carried it in there. He said, it was just a tension pulley. He said, the whole tensioner just went out. He said, but I was able to get the whole assembly, put it on right there, and we kept it moving. And I said, you know what? I agree with you with that. And that's what made me want to go toward the LS swap for mine. Now, some people have said, you know what? I still love the old. I still love this. And you know what? I still do too. But for convenience, and I don't know for my wife to ride comfortably because she wants to ride comfortably in AC, I'm doing the LS swap. To have that whole new feeling and whatnot. One of the other questions that was sent to me, because I'm going down a whole list of questions. And if y'all have any questions, y'all already know, just put them up there. I will get them answered. One of the questions they asked me was, somebody said, you know what? I've been watching the web episodes, and I watched when he was talking with Sudi and the guy that was doing the buffer on his car. He said, shout out to him because I know he was messed up about somebody hitting it and whatnot, and he got it fixed and whatnot. He said, what software are you using where you filming them and then they can see you in a little square in the background?
That's like some type of Photoshop app. It's a Photoshop type app thing that I use.
Okay. Hey, well, you heard that. I forgot he even asked the question, but using the Photoshop app, I know Adobe Pro does do that. Adobe Pro Photoshop does do that, and there's a few others out here that do that like that, where you can basically put yourself in the video as well. Yeah. I know for some of the stuff I use, like Power Director, Animatica, and a few others that I use, you can do that with. So definitely, kind of do your research, kind of look on YouTube and whatnot, and you'll come across a lot because there's so many of them now that do that. Used to be like only one thing or two things that would do this and do that, but now it's so many. Yeah. So hopefully that answers his question with that. And also somebody else asked camera question. They was like, "Well, what camera are you using?" Said, man, those pictures are sharp.
Sometimes I take pictures with my Canon camera. I got a Canon 6D. I take pictures with the 6D, and I got a 24 by 70 lens on there. I take pictures on that.
That's good lenses.
Huh?
That's actually a pretty good lens. You get pretty good zoom out of that.
Yeah. So my you know what I'm saying, my Canon is pretty dope.
What
The only thing with Canon, the only thing with my Canon that I don't like is like Canon cameras are heavy. So like
Yeah.
sometimes it becomes like, you know what I'm saying, like you know, like a problem carrying that heavy ass shit around. So I kind of want to go to like Sony, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Sony has some lighter ones. I know the DSLR I have is a company that makes basically stuff for Sony, JVC. It's off name brand, but it's comparable to when it's nice and light. I have it on my tripod. I can walk around with it. It's nice and light. And I know about the Canons. I've had a Canon, I've had a Nikon, and those get heavy after a while toting around.
Yeah,
But
man.
they get kind of heavy. And when you're trying to get footage, and especially when you're at a show, at an event, you're like, man, it's wearing down my arm. You just steady switching arms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, definitely have a share. Definitely tell them to smash that like. Yeah, smash that like while y'all up in here. One of the other questions, we're gonna move along. Man, so many questions I got about your ride. For those that haven't seen, he has one of the baddest 4-doors I've seen, period. Some people don't like messing with 4-doors. I love them all. And when I saw the way how he did his 4-door, I was like, yo, that shit is right. Especially being it has the no pillars and the clean open windows. I love those models. So I'm gonna let you talk about that because a lot of people ask so many questions about the car. They ask what inspired you to build a 4-door, the color scheme, what all have you done to it? So a lot of people want to know a lot of that.
As far as what happened?
Oh, so I'm just shouting out people coming through.
Okay.
They saying what's up? What's up?
Where you see the comments at? Because I don't see them.
Oh, that's right. If you're on your phone, you have to scan over, and when you scan over, you'll see a thing that says comment box. You hit the comment box, you start seeing those comments. And I got some people sending me private messages. I know why a couple of them do, because a couple of them at work and they don't want to get caught, on. But that's how you do it. Just hit the comment box, and then you see all these comments just steady going.
Oh, okay. I can't see the comment box thing, so I don't know. Whatever. I can't see it. I don't know how to work it.
I'm gonna tell you all the mess up there.
I don't know how to work it.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you all what's up there. If anybody has any questions, 599. Oh, shout out D Brooks, 599. That's what's up. So you have some people on here. They just kind of say hello to one another. Then you have some people getting on here saying, just shouting out that they on. They rock it with you. 6'9" Sabre, like that. Yeah, the 6'9" Sabre is like that with no pillars and whatnot. Somebody's talking about the no pillars.
Oh, for real?
And yeah, they talking about cars they got, because a lot of people that are on, a lot of them are doing LS swaps or have done LS swaps. Like Below 25, he's on. He's from out of Memphis. He's the one that has that. He has a 96. No, excuse me, 90. Belo's at a 96 Caprice, 94 Caprice. And he got done up, peanut butter guts. I've had him on the show. He's done great things to it. Did an LS swap on it. Man, this thing's a beast. Things a beast, period. And then a lot of people saying, hey, they're following you now. For those that haven't followed you, Texas boy saying, man, yo, you got some great footage. My boy, Tanisha L just came here and said, good evening. How y'all doing, folks? You laugh like you know who that is. Everybody knows Tanisha.
Nah, I don't know.
Okay, everybody know her. She cool. She cool as hell though. 75 was somebody talking about they looking for a 75 4-door. Okay, Billow's a 94. That's what I thought it was a 94. I don't know, 94, 96. That was one of them. So let me not get too far off. If anybody asks any questions on that, I'll definitely let you know about it.
Okay.
So a lot of people want to know about the 4-door dump.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know color, who did the interior. Somebody really asked some deep questions. Did Joey do the interior? Because Joey is the man in Florida. That's what they said.
Yeah, Joey did the interior.
I know for those that don't know who Joey is, I'm going to try to reach out to him to have him on. I've only met him maybe once or twice. I remember I met him when I was talking to Vito No Shake one day, doing Stunt Fest in Atlanta. And then, was it Atlanta or was I in Florida? Might have been the class when I was in Florida. I've been to so many things, it all kind of jumbles together. Tell Donkplanet to get in the road, and I'm gonna start my evaluation. What? Bill 24 said, tell Donkplanet to get in the road, and I'm gonna start my evacuation. Oh, you know what? I got questions about that too. Let me go ahead and jump on that. Yo, what up, Tanner? Somebody, and I remember it because, and let me tell you a story how I remember. I was late one night. I was doing some side work for somebody, IT side work and whatnot. All of a sudden, I seen come across the screen. Jimmy Kimmel was talking about the evacuation and whatnot, and that's what Pilo's talking about. And all of a sudden, I said, "Am I seeing things?" Before they even showed it, you were just standing on the hood, lean across the hood. I said, "They're like dope. That is, oh shoot!" I stopped what I was doing, but y'all don't know. He was on Jimmy Kimmel on part of a skit on Jimmy Kimmel. The shit was hilarious, and that's what he's picking about what you're saying.
Yeah.
I had to really read that. Y'all, it was funny. I actually have a piece of that skit because I had saved it. I forgot it was still on my DVR. With Donkplanet's permission, I'm gonna post it one day. Just post a little piece of it so y'all can look at it. It was funny. I said, man, I didn't even know he was that funny.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
It was, and that's what he picking at. And everybody's probably feeling like, what? Yes, he was on there, and he's like, man, we out here enjoying the weather. We want to check out the evacuation. I was laughing so hard. I was cracking up. I was like, what the hell you laughing so hard about? I said, yo, that's my dude from Donkplanet. I said, was that no, he throws the Dunk Day. I said, man, he's up on Jimmy Kimmel. I was like, yo. I said, this is funny. This is hilarious.
Yeah,
but man, it was. I laughed my ass off for that. So that's what he's talking about. But back to the whole dunk thing and whatnot. Man, people want to know what inspired you to build a 4-door.
So the whole 4-door thing started because when I first started, I started with a box Chevy. So of course, when I started with my box Chevy was a 4-door.
Mm-hmm.
So I started with a box Chevy because at the time I wasn't really able to afford to get into the dunk game. But once I got my bread up, I went and got into a dunk, and it was only right that I get a 4-door because I never had anything against 4-doors because I had a box Chevy 4-door. You feel me? So that's how I got.
I've had a 4-door before. 4-doors are nice. I had a 70. What year was that? 74, 75, 74, 74, 75.
Mm-hmm. And then for me too, it was like I didn't mind having a 4-door, because I already had the 4-door box Chevy, so I went and got the dunk 4-door. As long as it was a 71, you feel me? Like I was good with it. You know what I mean? So that's what inspired me to build the whole 4-door thing. I started with a box Chevy 4-door. When I got into the dunk game, it was only right to keep the 4-door thing going.
And you know what? I like the 71s as well. The first really done up 71 I seen was that one that Khaled had. I don't know if he still got it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say Khaled, y'all, I'm talking about DJ Khaled. I was working an event. He pulled up at it, the DJ, and he had that 71. At the time, it was like a light baby blue or sky blue, something like that. I thought that was so clean.
You talking about the snowman? You talking about the snowman, don't?
Yes, that one. And I said, man, this is clean. This is clean. But definitely, I like that you did something different out the box with the 4-doors. And I remember, what was I at? I think I was at the Sonics. Yeah, I was at the Sonics in Miami. You and like a couple more 4-doors pulled up, and I was like, man, yours are clean. You see your Verge, you see your hardtop, see that, but to see the 4-door, and y'all was just the only 4-doors that pulled up and was clean, man. I had to get that footage. I remember bumping into because G Dog was down at the time. I was stepping all over him trying to get to them and film them at the time. Shout out to G Dog 803. He definitely be on one of these days. And man, just to see something, like I said, different out the box, candy paint on it, the guts. Joey did his thing. Like somebody just said on there, man, Joey's that guy. So Joey's a solid dude. Never seen him face to face, but I know he's solid for sure. Yeah, every chef he is. And he's actually a pretty cool dude.
Yeah,
really pretty cool dude. I talked to him for a minute, and I was admiring somebody's car, and it was like, yo, that dude right there, Joey did. I said, oh, that's Joey. Okay, now I'm putting the face with the name because I've just been hearing the name. And this was back in 20, I want to say 11, 12, 13, somewhere along in there when I met him. And, just to see the work he's done a lot of great work. His name is just all over in Florida. To me, it's out there in Florida, like Sunamar, like Jid, and there's so many others, out there doing great things. But Joey was like that guy to go to get your dunk right.
Yeah.
And I do love what you did with your dunk. Like for y'all, I've seen the dunk in person. I love the tweet that you did in it. I thought that was like very old school. Like my dad, shout out my dad, RP to my dad. I remember showing him the video of, and he said, that tweet is it. Everybody wants to go live, but that tweet is it. He was a fan of the tweet. He really was. So, just to see that done like that and the way it was done, and I was like, oh man, this is nice. And Joey paid attention to every detail on it. Like it was nothing he didn't miss. And I mean, that's the work Joey does.
Yeah, he did his thing on the interior. Hell yeah.
Definitely did his thing on his interior. Now somebody sent me a message, a private message. I don't know. Oh, okay. I know why he sent private. That's my dude. He said, being you going LS swap. He said, you thinking about going LS swap down the road. He said he wanted to know what you got in it now and what version of LS swap are you going to? Are you going to I know you're going to at least a 6.0. He said, I know you're going to at least a 6.0, 6.2, but are you going to do a turbo setup?
I really want a supercharger, to be honest with you. I like that supercharger vibe.
Yeah,
the turbo stuff is cool, but I prefer supercharger.
Yeah, to get that instant power.
Yeah.
Hey, I do not blame you for that. Heavy Chevy said, I bought a vert rack from Joey. He shipped the rack, no hesitation. Could have burnt me, but it was not cheap. Oh man, shout out to Joey for doing that. For shipping you that. Man, Heavy Chevy, man. Yeah, you didn't get a chance to see him, but you already done business with him. That's cool. That's what's up.
Yeah. He do good business.
That's definitely what's up. Yeah, he does. He does. I mean, like I said, I talked to him about certain things, and he was like, well, who's going to do your interior in your car? Because I told my car's not here. I said, well, I promised the boy, Stitch, that I would go, and he said, oh, Slit. Oh, okay. He said, I just don't want you to get shit. I want you to go to somebody good. Okay. But if, don't work on it, you can always send it down here. I said, I know. I can always send it down here. So one of the other things that I wanted to get into that somebody was asking questions about, they asked about with your car that you built, did you change the gears? And if you did change the gears, what did you change them to for the rear?
The gear in the rear, I got 410s, I believe. 410s.
That's what's up. For those that don't know, 410s is a nice gear ratio, especially if you got wheels on. I know for mine, I went 373s, but I think I might end up going 410s because I'm running 6s. And with going big wheels like that, it cuts the ratio down. So you still getting the same amount of power and you still driving on the roads to drive on the street, but it's cutting it down to like a 373, 380, somewhere along in there. It's cutting it down to. For those that don't know. But I know due time I might change mine. I mean, my 373s are fine right now. I don't plan on doing any racing, nothing like that. They move those wheels with the engine that's in it. I'm going to see how it changes up with putting, the LT4 on it. If not, it's going 410s, 411s, quick. Quick swap out. Quick few hours swap out, have it done, change it, be done. Another person had asked me this. They said, I know me and you kind of talked about this earlier before we got on live. He said, hey, I noticed in one of your videos you mentioned that you got a vert that you're working on. And he wanted to know what year and what time frame are you looking to have that all the way complete?
The vert is a 71. It's a 71, just like my 4-door is a 71. I mean, when I first got the vert, like I was in a rush, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was in a rush. So as soon as I got the vert, like I took off on it and, called my homeboy over. My homeboy stripped it down. Had some shops or whatever come by, look at it. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The don't game is stressful. So right now, man, to be honest with you, the car is kind of on pause right now because, like, I gotta gather my thoughts, man. You feel me? I gotta see which route I'm going. I'm going because, like, sometimes, man, like the don't game being stressful, dealing with certain individuals of how you just want to sell your car. You feel me?
Oh, I feel you. And what he means by that for a lot of y'all, when you start building these cars and you start putting money into it and start doing some things, you think you're going this route, and next thing you know, you get twisted around to go that route. And you're like, you know what? Let me stop and pause for a minute. Let me take my time.
Exactly. Let me gather my thoughts. Let me stop, take my time,
because
And
you
you know
don't
what
want
I'm
to
saying?
waste money.
And just do more research as well as far as who I'm gonna let do my car. Because some people out here, man, like the don't game stressful. Like some people are take you for your money and all type of, you know what I mean? Like it's stressful though. You got to do your research. Don't just be quick to just throw your money. You feel me? At the first person you see, do your research first. You know what I mean? Like that. So right now, as far as the time frame for that vert, I don't have a set time right now because right now it's on pause. I mean, the bodywork about done. I got a motor for it already. The motor not in the car though. I got the motor for it already. I got a frame for it because I was supposed to do a frame off. I got the frame already. Um, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, it wouldn't take that long once I decide to go in on it. It just, I had to
It's
put
just
myself.
getting your thoughts, making sure you're doing the right thing you want to do, so you don't waste time and money. I'm with you on that. Somebody said, "Oh, Swaps and Stuff said, yo, shout out Swaps and Stuff." He said, "Curious about the 71 steering. Is it Unister car? Where steering behind cross member instead of front?" Okay, I know what you're asking. I know exactly what you're asking. As far as the steering for that, Swaps and Stuff, I can probably answer that real quick. Um, it's just like the regular all B bodies of that age. I know in the 60s, they were kind of in front of it, and then after that, they changed them around in the 70s because most all the 70 models started going to disc brakes in the front, so they had to do a lot of changing with the steering to handle a little bit more. And if you kind of look, I don't know exactly where you are, but I know Swap Stuff you coming on the show. But if you actually look at it for 60 miles underneath the hood, especially if the engine's going, you'll see a difference in everything because it had the drums in the front. So that changed a lot with the steering, if that kind of answers your question. And somebody else asked, with the frame off restoration that you're doing, they said, what type of brand brakes are you using? They said, we figure you're going 4-wheel disc brakes.
Well, my four door, I got on my four door, I got Bear. I got Bear brakes on my four door.
Yeah,
As
shout out
far
to
as
Bear Brakes.
yeah, I got Bear brakes. But as far as the convertible, I don't think I'm going Bear brakes on there. I don't even know what brakes I'm going on there, but I don't think I'm going Bear on that one.
And you know what's so crazy? There's so many companies out. I remember when just Brembo and Bear, and I remember there was just those two out here now. And shout out to Willwood. I remember Willwood, was
Yeah,
just doing their thing. Now it's so many other companies out here. Like I know for mine, I've stressed this before because I wanted to still look original. I went with Universal Car List with their big brake system, where it looks original, but it took the bigger pads, basically truck brakes. That's basically what it is. It's big truck brakes. The rotors are bigger. Everything's bigger. I put those on there and painted the calipers white and painted everything behind it black and whatnot. Put those on because I want to look original. Now I know by the time I put this engine in, I might have a change of heart. I may have to end up going Wildwood or Bear or Rembro or something different.
yeah.
But I know for now, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do this for now. What up, 85 Cut It Boy? So no, I'm just gonna do this for now. Also, one of the other things somebody had asked, somebody said, you know what? I was at a car show and they was listening. They said they heard you roll by as you came in with the stereo system playing. They want to know your stereo system set up.
Well, I had an Alpine in there with 215s and a couple 6x9s on the inside, but
Mm-hmm.
I took the music out because I wanted to do it over. So I ain't got nothing in there right now.
Hey, he's doing them. He's doing. Oh, and the same person said, "Oh, okay, they listening. Hey, everybody's upsetting private. I don't know who's listening private." He said, "Well, then you're doing it over. Are you deciding to go bigger or just something more smaller?"
What you mean, music?
Yeah, yeah, in your music.
Yeah, I didn't like the way it sounded, and plus the 6x9 setup too was kind of like old school. I want to
Yeah,
do the eight. I want to do the eights on the inside.
yeah, definitely. I feel you on that because I know my Deuce and the Quarter still has some 6x9s in the back. I just threw
Yeah,
something in there just for now, but I know what I want to do, and I'm going all pro audio, all crescendo pro audio. Shout out to JP Down for Sound because he's my hookup person to get my stuff from. I said I definitely want to go toward that level because I mean, for those that are here, when you're down in Florida and you hear some of these sound systems in some of these cars and some of these trucks, it make you change your whole mind of thinking. Like when I did my motorcycle, me and Malibu Kid talked about this. Shout out to Malibu Kid because he has a Harley. And we were discussing, how music has really changed, just not just for cars, but for motorcycles. And for me, it's like almost pro audio is the way to go, because a lot of people don't know pro audio projects sound. It's not just doing like regular car audio, which is play. It projects, so it's projected. That's what they use for concerts, projecting the sound a long way, and it sounds louder than what it is, and you don't need that much power. You know, you can use some. It may take 125, 200 watts RMS. And when I say RMS continuously, and then you turn around and put, I'm only gonna put 75, 80, 100 watts to it, and it sounds loud as hell and clear, because first of all, the I want to say the spec levels on it are in the 90s, and what I mean by that is when it's in the 90s, it's the sensitivity is real high to it. It can get a little bit of sound and sound great. Period.
Yeah.
And for me, being you in Florida, and you can contest to this as well, when I started hearing a lot of the stereo systems there back in the 90s, it changed the game. For me, it was like, oh, wow, this is something totally different. This is like how they did in New York when they put the PA systems in the car. They would throw the whole PA system in the box in the car. But here, they doing these whole doors. They having, a truck thing will come up and the speakers are just rising up in the air. I'm like, yo, this is a whole concert on wheels. This is something totally different. But it didn't sound like garbage. It sounded clean and clear and crisp. The bass was hitting real hard. I never forget, I was at V103 car show in Atlanta, back when I lived in Atlanta. This guy came from out of Florida. He had a two-door Delta 88. Yes, D. Brooks, he had a Delta 80, 85 Delta 80 two-door. He had the whole back seat missing, the whole back walled off, and he had 418s in there. And he had the door speakers, had whatnot. He had his doors open. He had a plug on to keep his batteries charged. And every song he played, it played louder. The bass hit so hard. I remember my hat flew off. My clothes were shaking like I was in a wind tunnel. And I was standing 20 feet away from the car.
God damn.
Yeah, he was hitting that hard. And when he finally turned it off, because the concert was going to start, and I remember they came back and told him to turn it. Matter of fact, Trick Daddy came back. They told him, yo, dog, turn that down after we finish this one part. These people want to get on, and then you turn it right back up in between time. And I had to ask him, man, what do you got in there? And he said, man, look now. Because finally I could get close to the car, because the pressure kept me so far away. When I got close to the car, I saw those 418s walled off. And when I say walled off, he opened up his trunk. His trunk was just full of amps and fans. Keep everything cool. And I was like, dog. He was like, yeah, man, this is how we do it down in Dade. This is how we do it. And I was like, okay. I said, man. He said, man, that's the guy that did my stereo system right there. You see his truck. His truck's on the other side. I said, dude, I couldn't even make it close to your car because the pressure was pushing me back. He was playing pliers. I got plenty of money, and the pressure that was pushing me back. I said, my hat flew off. Somebody behind me caught it. My shirt was waving. Wife was like, hell no, I'm standing way over here. And my boy that was there was like, man, he was coming in and said, man, I can't even get close. So I'm just trying to see what he got. And like I said, it changed the game of stereo system to me when Florida started doing what they were doing, especially during the Miami bass days.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Like right now with my music, I'm getting ready to redo it. I'm gonna go to my homie. We got a dude down here named Jughead.
I know who that is.
With the music.
I know who Jughead is.
The music, that's what I'm planning on going
to. Okay. Yeah, I know who Jughead is. Jughead has done a lot of great things. Matter of fact, I need to reach out to him and have him on one day, because, man, I caught him. He was on somebody else's live and talking about some things. And he's making a lot of noise right now. Oh, did I lose you?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Somebody just called my phone and now the damn audio went out. I'll put it back on.
Come out and then come right back in.
All right. Hold on.
Hold on, y'all. I hate when that happens. That happens to me a lot. And that's why I turn everything off so nobody can call me, period. Because I'm using my phone. That way I can move around. My phone's on a tripod. That way I can move around. Just in case I need to get up, move around, or something like that. I'm going to go to the comments. I was in Miami and heard a Doom Buggy. That sounded like it was a concert. Yeah, definitely. Yes, Silverback 418s. The dude had 418s in there. And I have that footage somewhere. I need to comb through my footage and find that and post that. He had, and in Houston too. Yeah, you're right, Texas boy in Houston. Yeah, Houston, they were doing it definitely. With that slapping on slabs. Yeah, you're right. They were definitely doing it too. All I was just talking about was when I was down there. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, you there now. You loud and clear.
Somebody called my phone, so then I don't know that get the audio went out.
Yeah, it happens when people call. That's why I always just block mine off so nobody can call me during this time. I can't receive no phone calls. No, I'm in airplane mode. Only thing I'm on the internet. Like I'm in airplane mode right now. You can't catch me. If I want
Yeah,
to knock me off, I'm using my phone on a tripod. Just in case I need to move around because I didn't want to use my DSLR and to keep spinning that around and having the cable hooked to it. I said, let me just use my phone because then I can just go straight to the internet on my phone and just log right in.
yeah.
So while you was gone and reconnected back in, somebody was like, man, 418's wow. And it was like, yeah, Florida boys love their base. I said, yes, they do. And somebody said, don't forget about Houston. You know, Houston with the slabs. I said, yeah, no disrespect to Houston. I ain't gonna forget about Houston. They doing some damn good things.
Yeah.
And Silverback said, everyone loves good, crisp base. You were right about that. To me, if it's not clean and clear, I don't mess with it. It has to be clean, has to be clear. And this is what I stress to somebody. Somebody had sent a question. What up, Sherelle? Appreciate you for coming through. I had stressed to somebody that sent a question, and no, I didn't leave out your question because we got cut off for a minute. He had to come in and go out. They said, you know what? We noticed. He said, I noticed a lot of people. He said, I live in Florida now. He said, I noticed a lot of people now have basically gone to doing a lot of speakers. And with my car and my dunk that I'm building, oh man, he's building a seven tray vert dunk. He said, I'm just going something simple, something easy. He said, I've talked to Joey about what I was doing for my pods. And he said, I'm not doing nothing crazy, but you're right. Pro audio is the way to go. And then you don't need as much to sound. The sound is great. And he said, I want people to know that they don't have to have a million speakers. You can do that if you want to, but you don't have to have a million speakers. He said, I want to know that you don't have to have a million speakers to sound great. And you're right. You do not have to have a lot of stuff to sound great at all. It's all in the combination of what you put and what you build.
Mm-hmm.
And the sound you're going for, but definitely crisp, clean, clear. Definitely want it that way, period. Period. Now, another question I got to ask. Somebody wanted to know, and I know I didn't leave with a question. They keep asking. I know, I'm getting to it. They want to know this. They said they saw the flyer I put up and the flyer that you put up, and then they saw the post you put up of the building. Did the live, and I was on that live too. I don't know if you remember, I was on that live because you shouted me out.
I remember you was there.
Yeah, I was there. I was on the live. And you showed the venue one night. They was like, when are you putting out the address and time everything started? Because the flyers they've seen, it's like the flyer I put up to the TBA.
What's we in the end of February? I'll be having the address out beginning of March. I had the address out and the time and all the rest of the information. The beginning of March.
Okay, and also everybody, I will post that up. I will as soon as Donkplanet send me the new flyer that will be in rotation and in my videos on IG. I'm putting it out there because I'm supporting this event. And yes, I am going to this event too. I know everybody like, dang, you're going to a lot of events this year. Yes, I'm going to a handful of events this year because I'm making up for a couple of years I didn't get to go to a lot of things because I have two toddlers that are Irish twins, and that took a lot of my time, still take a lot of my time. But I want to get back to going to a few things. And this was one of the things that I enjoyed going to. It's one of the events I really enjoyed going to, period, and had a great time, had people show me so much love. And after talking to and having so many people on here from Florida that I've been interviewing, like the legendary Donkplanet himself, I'm like, there's no reason why I shouldn't go. So they showed me so much love, and I want to show them the same amount of love. And like I told you earlier, Donkplanet, I appreciate what you're doing, love what you're doing with it and whatnot. And I just want to support it. I always support great things and promote great things. And to me, this is one of the greatest things that's always been on my list to keep supporting and keep going to.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I appreciate you. Appreciate your support.
Thank you. Hey, Dr. Donna, thanks for coming through. Dr. Donna Walter in the building, y'all. Got the doctor in the building. So if y'all pass out, the doctor's in the building. She's in here. So that answers the question for y'all because so many people sent me that. It will be up. We'll post it in the March. And another thing, too, somebody asked me, they said this would be probably my first time going to the event. Do you block out rooms in a hotel, or do you reference hotels that are close by that's not too far?
I've never actually done that, but I guess that's probably something that I should get into. But no, I never blocked out any rooms in a hotel before. No.
Well, y'all, he's never done it before. I know I've done it for other people. I help throw events, and whatnot. And I'm gonna say this much: sometimes it is a hassle when you do it because you work with the hotels, and then if people don't book them all, they're like, "Well, we gave them up," and then people be mad at you. Well, I was trying to book my room, and wait, hey, you waited, it's gone. You only booked them for this long. But it's so many hotels in Miami, from Miami to Fort Lauderdale, that nobody should have any problem staying anywhere. And for folks like me that do the Airbnbs, you definitely gonna have no problem finding one.
Exactly.
Not that you just wait for the last minute.
Definitely don't forget about the Airbnbs.
Yes, I love the Airbnbs. And for those that don't know, when you do an Airbnb, you basically pick, stay at a condo, somebody's house that they're lending out to you, or a space they're lending out. You get to really enjoy like you're home. And that's what I like about it, especially when it's a group going. You know, you save a lot of money. I know this year it's not going to be a group going with me, but I know when I go to certain events, I have maybe 5, 6 people, at least four more people going with me. I do an Airbnb because then you split in the price. Because sometimes you might find something that's only maybe $120 a night, or $150 or $200 a night. You're like, dang, $200 a night. But you think about it, if you're staying 2 nights and you splitting it 4 to 6 or 8 ways, you're saving some money.
Yeah.
And not only that, you get up in the morning, cook your own damn breakfast. You ain't got to waste money going somewhere else. Instead, you can spend that money in that merch we get ready to talk about. The next question. A lot of people asked me, they said, hey, we went to the website, seen your merch and whatnot. They want to know, and some people don't know about the website. They want to know, I want them to know, folks that don't know, that you do have merch for sale.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have merch for sale on Donkplanet.com, www.donkplanet.com. We got hats, we got shirts. I mean, we got a few calendars left. We almost sold out on the calendars.
Yeah, shout out. I got a calendar. I bought that calendar. When was that? Right when you first put them up. I know it was last year when you first put them up. And I went ahead and grabbed one. I usually don't do a lot of calendars, but certain calendars I do buy. Yeah. Because I like the pictures in it and whatnot. And it's not even down here, it's upstairs. But I do have one of those calendars.
Oh, okay. But yeah, we got merch.
And y'all, it ain't no cheap merch, some nice merch. And somebody asked me, will you have merch at the show?
I'm definitely working on that. Working on having merch at the show.
Okay. Well, man, I'm trying to see if there any more questions that was on here. That was all the questions I had. No, there's none New York Loves Connect, so we're not going to answer those. Skip. We already answered that one. Man, we went through these questions fast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, real fast. Somebody said, you know what? This wasn't even a question. It was a statement. They said they love the flyers that you've been putting out, showing who all's going to be there. Shout out to Mr. 75 Caprice. Up here in Chi-Town, well, right north of me. I saw he was going to be there. And they're loving it. They said, are you going to keep putting out more of those flyers like that, showing people that's coming out?
Yeah, definitely. I plan on putting more of those out there. Of course, the reason I started doing, I'm doing those with actually people who actually feel me, like confirm that they're going to be there. I don't want to just be putting any call on them. So I'm just, people who actually confirm with me that they're going to be there. So that's them. I'm actually putting them on the fly that way. You feel me?
Oh, trust me. I completely understand. I want to put them up there and then they don't show up.
Exactly. So Mr. 75 Capri, shout out to him. He confirmed with me, feel me? 71 Vert Gang, Kane's Barber, Juice, Barimo with the pink 72.
Yes, Barimo with that pink 72. Yeah. That's one of my wife's favorite cars. Yeah. I mean, the color. She was like, that's a guy's car? I said, yeah. She was like, she just kept looking, but she was like, it's nice. She likes that one, and she loves the girl with the Tiffany dome.
Well, the Tiffany dome, yeah, she got a nice one too. Yeah.
I'm actually trying to reach out to her to have her on. If you talk to her, let her know that New York's trying to contact her to have her on, because I want to have more ladies on to show that ladies do ride. My wife really loves her dunk and was like, I want that. I said, now, if I fix you up something like that, are you going to drive it? No, you're going to drive it. So you want me to drive around with a dunk that says Tiffany on it, and I'm New York. I said, well, let's go look. Swaps and Stuff said, why the 71?
Why the 71?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just something about that 71. That's the first dunk I ever loved. You feel me? Like, I ain't gonna lie to you though. Like, at first, when I first was growing up, like, I used to just 71s and that's it. Like, I ain't really like no other years. But through the years though, although 71 is my favorite, like, they all have grown on me. Like, I like them all now, to be honest with you. Some people talk shit about the 76 and all that. But you give me a 76 with all the moldings on there. You know what I mean? You give me a 74 with all the moldings on there, a 75 with all the moldings on there, the way it's supposed to be. Them cars be beautiful. You feel me? Some people, you know what I'm saying? So they all throughout the years of me doing the whole Don't Culture promotion thing, like I've grown to love all of them. I even like, you know, some people talk shit about the sports coupe. I love the sports coupe. If it's put together right, that bitch gonna look good. If you put together if you get the Spirit edition.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't see a lot of those. I don't see a lot of the Spirit edition.
I would love to have a Spirit of America edition. Don't like put together the right way with all the pieces on there, nothing missing,
all the molding, everything on it. Yeah. I don't see a lot of those no more. I've only seen maybe two or three of them.
Yeah.
But I don't see a lot of those now.
I've never seen one in person. I only seen them online.
I've seen one in person, and it was in Arizona.
Wow.
The dude had it at a show, and it wasn't even dunked out or nothing. It was just clean.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, man, that's a nice car. He said, it ain't for sale. I said, no, I ain't actually for sale. I just said, it's a nice car. He was like, okay. And this was back in, I want to say 2001. But I don't really see a whole lot of those, period.
Yeah, that's crazy. I seen a video.
To me, that's like the unicorn of dunks. Because I don't see him that much at all.
No, I don't see him. I never seen one in person before. I only see him online. I would love to have one, like, you know, well put together with all the pieces on that. I would love to have one.
And that's how this one was. It was all original.
Yeah.
All original, all the piece, everything. The guy was like, it's not for sale. I said, no, I just want to admire it. I said, man, you know, he said, I ain't putting no wheels. He said, I'm leaving just like it is. He said, because I spent a long time trying to find it. He said, I got it from Barrett Jackson auction. I said, what? He said, when it came here, it came through. He said, and I stood up the whole time. He said, I just stood up, just held my thing up. It's coming home with me. And I was like, man, I said, I didn't even ask what you paid for it. He said, paying for it, that wasn't the problem. He said, the problem was keeping people away from it. Everybody wanted to buy it. I was like, he said, but I tell you, he said, man, I paid $22 for it. I said, okay. He said, but it had original 3,000 miles on the got. He said it was used in a museum. It was in a museum. The museum closed, and they auctioned off every car.
Oh, wow.
He said, I came there just for that car, and I let one of the auctioneers know that was standing there, you know, taking everybody's bid like you see on TV. He said, when this car comes, he showed me, when this car comes through, you come over here and you just stand here. He said, because that car going home with me.
That's what's up.
And I was like, wow, man. And I said, man, it's clean. He said, it's never been touched. Everything's all original. He said, I didn't want to change nothing on it. He said, the only thing that's not from the original factory, he said, I had to change the battery, which he has an antique XS Power. Shout out to XS Power because I use their batteries. There's the antique looking XS Power battery in it. And he said, I went and got the retro tires for it that I got from the factory. And also the brakes. That's the only thing I changed. He said, other than that, everything's all original. He said even the original radio works. I was like, wow. So it's definitely what's up. Definitely what's up. But man, Donkplanet, I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time. We almost at that hour. I definitely want to thank you for coming through, and you always invited back on anytime. And for y'all, when he sends me the new flyer, I will put it up. It will be up on my IG. It will be up on my YouTube, especially my YouTube stories now that I'm going to soon be able to do YouTube stories now. That's a whole nother topic for another time. I had to end up talking to somebody to find out why I couldn't do it. It's definitely going to be on there. I'm definitely going to promote it. And yes, I will be there.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support, man. Appreciate you for having me on your podcast, man.
Definitely. And also the last question I'm leaving with this. Somebody asked me this question. They was like, wow, New York, I seen the promo you put together. Was that really Rick Ross he was talking to? And the answer to that question is yes. That was Rick Ross he was talking to. And I wanted to put that up in the promo. And this was from, I didn't film this. Donkplanet filmed this himself with his permission. He gave me the thumbs up to put it up. And I like what he said to him. Rick Ross said something that was so motivating. And I wish I could have put up the whole thing, because Donkplanet was like this back when he had just bought Holyfield House when because I was living in Atlanta at the time, back when Rick Ross bought Holyfield House when he had just bought it. And Donkplanet was like, yo, that's motivation right there. And that's what started that whole speech. And to me, that's inspirational and motivational right there, what he said. And that's why I wanted that put up there.
Yeah, that is motivation, man. That's Ross, man. That's the big homie. That's like family, man.
Yes, definitely. And I've met him so many times. I remember the first time I met him, he was with Trina. And I was doing security and he was walking around with Trina. You know, he was carrying the thing and whatnot. And I remember this one dude that's standing beside, and I didn't realize it was Gunplay at the time. He said,
Mhm.
man, when he blow up, he gonna blow up. I said, okay. So I'm telling him, man, he can rap. And then when we ended up doing the whole tour thing following him, I mean, we went from there, we went to Fort Myers, Florida. Trina had a show there, and Ross came out and rapped, and I was like, yo. I said, yo, dude was right, yo. He the truth, because I hadn't heard him talk. Only thing I heard him say was 2 words. What's up? That was it. So I didn't know he rapped. I didn't know he did nothing. To dude told me, and then when he came off stage, we standing where he was. Like, yo, I said, man, they need to go ahead and give you a deal quick. I said, man, I said, shit. I said, the song that you put out, I said, I ain't never heard the song before. And then next thing you know, I think like 6, 7 months later, the song came out, the video came out with a whole different verse. It wasn't the same verse he did, but yo, shout out to Ross, man. Shout out to the boss, man. Definitely shout out to him. I love what he's doing. I love definitely what he's done with that build, with that Bel Air build that he just did, man. Whew,
Yeah.
killing
That's,
it.
yeah, that's a beautiful car.
Definitely. But definitely Donkplanet. Definitely gonna have you on again. Probably I'll have you on again right before the show, so we can make sure people know. For those that want to attend, I'm definitely gonna put the flyer out there, man. Shout out to you, man, because to me, you were legendary. And salute.
I don't feel like a legend, man, but I appreciate that though.
I know you may not feel like a legend, but to me, because I've watched from the beginning all the way to now, to me, I'm like, he's already on that legendary status already. Legendary to me.
I appreciate your support, man. It's always
Definitely,
good to get support from genuine people.
definitely. And folks on here know I'm one of them genuine people. I salute anybody who's doing something great, especially if it ain't hurting nobody and they doing something that I like. I support it to the fullest. I watch it, support it, comment on it. When they do lives, I jump in and show that support. Because to me, I believe, we need to support one another out here
Yeah. Hell
and
yeah.
give them their flowers while they living and not when they gone. Like, yo, they was great. No, you tell them that now while they here.
Tell them that while they here. Exactly.
Exactly. So definitely shout out to you. I ain't gonna hold you up much longer, and we'll definitely be in contact.
Definitely, man. Appreciate you.
All right,
Take it
y'all.
easy.
Shout out to Donkplanet for coming through, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this, man. Whatnot, because doing a lot of this interview part of me is the easiest because I'm a people person. I like network and talk, but putting all this together, doing the promos, getting the content people to show them how to do this, make sure they own, make sure they this. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but I love every bit of it. And I do it for y'all because y'all come in and represent. Y'all come in and show love. So that's why I keep it going. So definitely shout out for Donkplanet for coming through. Man, oh man. As I said, that's one dude that got a lot of love for and respect for, and because I've seen him do a lot of things. Definitely, y'all check out his channel. His channel on IG. Check out his channel on YouTube. Even if you're not in adult culture, just stuff he comes across and whatnot. And definitely check out that funny skit from Jimmy Kimmel. I'm gonna actually post that back. I'm gonna actually post that up. And I know he already gave me thumbs up for it. I'm gonna post that little clip up. I might post it up on IG because I don't want YouTube to ding me for it because it's Jimmy Kimmel. So I'll post it up on IG. But if anybody got any questions for me, say it now. Forever hold your peace. We got a little less than a minute. I'm going to end this live. But definitely shout out for y'all coming through. Appreciate it, Silverback. Appreciate it. It's a nice interview. Appreciate it. I said I put a lot of love into it and try to keep it going. Puerto Rico said I feel the same way when I see derby races. I like derby races too. A lot of people wouldn't believe that. I like them too. I like just about anything with cars, believe it or not. Cars, motorcycle, trucks. I even like Bigfoot racing, going over cars and whatnot. I love that too. Period. Stuff airing in. No story. Oh, Rico, you want me to give you a story? Well, usually I get it when Queen Bean in here, but I'll give you a quick story real quick. We're gonna talk about, like I said, the first time I met Ross. I met with Ross. Appreciate it, Sherelle. So when I first met him, like I said, I was doing the thing for a company that I worked for at the time, doing protect service for. We got hired by Trick Daddy's Management and Slip and Slide Records to do the tour for him. The tour was just going through. It went from Atlanta all through Florida, from Atlanta, I think Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee. It went really the whole Southeast region. It went through, and I did that. And he was on the tour, and and I would see him and whatnot, and I was like, "Yo, man," I didn't think nothing of it. I'm thinking, just regular do the security and whatnot. But it wasn't until, like I said, Gunplay and then somebody else, and then one of my guys was talking with Trina because he went to school with her. He lived, and that was the guy that showed me all around Miami back in the day. He went to school with her, so he was talking to her and whatnot, and he introduced me and Trina. I'm like, Trina, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm New York. So that's your real name? I said, that's the name we got to tell people about. We can't tell my real names and whatnot. She's like, okay. And I was like, yo, what's up with the guy with you? And she's like, oh, yeah, he raps, he does this and does that. I was like, okay. And, he was kind of quiet and whatnot. But then when he spit, period. And I was like, oh wow, he got flows and whatnot. And to see how it went from then to now with him, man, I love his music. I love what he's doing. And I also love that, he put other people on as well. And he believes in, that motto of I'm not going to be rich, but the people that's around me, they're gonna enjoy the wealth as well. They put in the hard work, they're gonna enjoy the wealth as well, And also shout out to Ross, for taking control of his health and doing what he's been doing and working out and whatnot. That's inspiring as well. And period. That's what I'm about. So for that story time, that's when I met him. He's a cool dude. Then I saw him again back right before his first album came out. It was a sample disc that came out of that the label had put out, and it had Hustling and Pushing to the Limit on it. And he got it from Rap That, and nobody knew who he was at the time. And I remember him from that, and I made my way over there, said what I need to say to him and whatnot. And he was cool. He was cool and whatnot, cool and collective. But definitely to see that and to see how he did and see how he rolled and whatnot, and to see where he's at right now, I love it. I love it to death. Got to congratulate people when they work hard and put in the hard work and get to where they at and put out great content. So that's my story time for the night, y'all. I ain't want to stay on too long and whatnot. Definitely will see y'all here next week. Got special guests coming through. Same thing, Monday to Thursday, got guests coming through. Maybe a special guest might come through Friday. Don't know yet. We're going to see. But definitely appreciate y'all for rocking with me. For those that are still in here, thank you. Perfect timing. Just got back all in one piece. Oh, okay, Dr. Don, I see you. I appreciate it, Sherelle. Appreciate it for a great interview. Yes, like I said, I put a lot of work into it and whatnot. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Until then, y'all, peace, elbow grease, blessings to everybody, and y'all be safe out there. There's a lot of crazy people out there doing crazy things. We're losing a lot of people, from to me for silly crap and whatnot. And all I say is this, people that surround you and whatnot, and people you haven't spoken to in a long time, reach out to them, let them know you love them. Until then, y'all, I'll holler back at y'all. Peace.